Market cap for Vechain is 12 billion, and the industry as a whole is set to increase or grow to about 37 billion by 2027. Now that's a big opportunity for Vechain to grow and obviously occupy more of that space. That's a lot of money. Do you understand?
Crypto, moon. That's all you've been hearing for the last few days and few months. But enough's enough. Let's tell you about a project which we believe will bring substance to your portfolio.
Real substance. Let's go.
That's it.
Today, we're going to tell you something about Vechain, yeah? Now, before we get into Vechain, we're going to have to define one or two things to get your understanding really there, yeah? So the first thing we're going to define for you is blockchain. So think of blockchain, yeah, as like a database. Yeah, do you understand? A database which stores information. Now, the difference between a real database and blockchain is the fact that data is stored in blocks, one block after the other. And these blocks, once a block is filled up with information, it gets chained to the next box or to the next block. Do you understand? Hence the name blockchain. It's a block that gets chained to the next block. It's that simple. Do you understand?
1 + 1 = 2.
Literally 1 + 1 = 2. There's nothing complicated about this.
Literally.
Data gets filled up in one block, then it gets chained to the previous block in chronological order. Do you get it? So the data is always being added. Difference is you can't remove data, you can't alter data. This is the maximum security way to manage data. Do you understand? So that's the blockchain.
That's out of the way. So I'm going to define supply chain. It's literally the making and selling of commercial goods. So think about the start process to the end process of a product. So from when it's being made to when it's being delivered to you.
Yeah.
Everything in between is literally the supply chain.
That's it. So
manufacturing, the shipping,
delivery,
everything. Like you name it.
That's all supply chain, bro.
All supply chain. It's easy, you know?
All right.
The final definition is Vechain.
All right. So what's Vechain?
If I tell you, you're going to be thinking, Ross, swear down.
Tell me.
It's just the truth about what happens on the supply chain. It's as easy as that.
Explain it to them.
So, like I said earlier about the making and selling of commercial goods, that is the supply chain. Literally everything that happens in between. It's the same with Vechain. That's all they're doing. They are managing all the steps in between. So essentially, they're just trying to improve the existing supply chain system that's out there.
And they do this by literally recording information at every stage of the supply chain. So imagine a bottle of wine, it needs to get produced. You understand? So there's an empty bottle, it gets a barcode. Now, that barcode, the number is added to the Vechain blockchain. So somebody will scan the glass bottle, then they'll go to the next stage for labeling. It gets labeled, scan the barcode, and then it gets written in the database as the label has been applied. Then it goes to the next stage. Pour the wine inside the bottle. The wine has been filled with the bottle has been filled with wine. That gets scanned in. Do you understand? So each stage of the supply chain gets scanned into the Vechain blockchain. So the current market cap for Vechain is 12 billion, and the industry as a whole is set to increase or grow to about 37 billion by 2027. Now that's a big opportunity for Vechain to grow and obviously occupy more of that space. That's a lot of money. Do you understand? So definitely things are looking potentially healthy.
Hopefully
for Vechain.
They can get things right and then capitalize on that.
Of course.
There's a lot of companies out there that are going to need a certified
supply chain management system.
Exactly.
Of course. Now the current price of Vechain is 19 cents, just for your knowledge.
Now we're going to take you into the pros and cons as to why we believe Vechain may or may not be a good addition to your portfolio. Before we get into that, we're just going to say a quick disclaimer. We're not financial analysts or financial advisors. Take everything we say with a pinch of salt,
Maggie,
paprika,
anything in the kitchen.
That's it. Let's go.
You hit us with the first pro.
I believe that Vechain reduces chances of human error on the whole supply chain system. Like we said earlier, usually humans need to input data by the first step, scanning the data from the beginning when the product is being manufactured, etc.
And actually type things
it
in
manually.
Mistakes can happen,
etc. But why we believe that it could be eliminated is because two parties now need to agree before data is input into the blockchain.
Definitely.
So the second pro would be the fact that Vechain has secured large partners, some being PwC, BMW and Walmart in China. There are others as well who have agreed but not yet actually said whether they'll go ahead, but it still shows that they believe in the project.
Yeah, a lot of companies have actually signed up to be a part of this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm behind them as well.
Yeah, and I feel like pulling power is probably the CEO, because as I said earlier, he used to work for LVMH.
Okay.
He was the chief information officer, so he's got IT background, and the fact that he knows a bit about that whole supply chain industry, it's gonna help. And when you've worked for a big brand, you can go to other companies and say, "This is what I used to do.
I'm gonna bring it
myself,
here." Yeah.
So why not come on board?
Yeah, track record.
Yeah.
Simple. A third reason why I would say Vechain is looking very healthy is the fact that I've mentioned it earlier. The potential growth in the market is massive. As I said before, by 2027, the market could reach a potential of 37 billion. Do you know what I'm saying? Vechain only occupies 12 billion in that space, so there's massive room for growth. Like, I would definitely say, open your eyes, shine your eye. You know what I mean?
Shine your eye.
They could potentially, you know what I'm saying, push into that space. The final reason why we believe Vechain could be a very good buy for you in your portfolio is the fact that Salesforce is also set to become a major partner. And we all know Salesforce. Salesforce is a massive business. Do you understand? They do a lot of CRM stuff, I believe. Yeah. So if Salesforce join the whole Vechain network or the Vechain system, it's going to be a very, very big sort of green light or green tick on the box for Vechain.
Definitely agree.
Right, so those have been some pros. Now we'll take you through some few cons as to why you may not want to look at them. The first reason why Vechain may be a bit shaky is the fact that the blockchain has such a low barrier to entry.
What do you mean by that?
Right now, if you wanted to create something, a coin or something on the blockchain, you literally just go on one silly website and just create a coin.
Yeah, and just name it Moon something.
Something moon pig.
Moon pig.
Moon cow.
Cow.
And you now have a coin or an asset on the blockchain. Do you understand? So any asset on the blockchain right now is at risk because of such low barriers to entry.
That's why there's so many.
That's why there's so many shit coins.
Yeah.
Vechain has to compete with those. Do you understand? Like, let's be real. They have to, from a buying perspective. If I'm gonna buy a coin, I can go and choose to buy Vechain, or I can go and choose to buy a silly coin. Sometimes I might be stupid. I might spend that money on a silly coin instead. Do you understand? So
at the end of the day, if your project hasn't got enough people buying into it, and people are putting their money elsewhere into these silly projects, then you can't go forward because you haven't got the confidence of the investors.
Exactly.
You haven't even got capital from investors to even go ahead and improve your project or just deliver your deliverables on time.
It's scary.
What you're saying makes sense.
Yep. So the second con to Vechain and their system or their industry is the fact that data storage costs will actually become massive. Imagine every single product ever produced will be listed in the Vechain system,
especially when they have a lot of suppliers as well. You know how big that's gonna be.
It's gonna be basically think of every bottle of wine that's gonna get made. Every Louis Vuitton handbag that's ever gonna get made is gonna be listed in the Vechain system. That's too much information, too much data to hold, and data costs money. Do you understand? So at some point they will hit a brick wall in terms of the data costs or the data storage costs becoming way too high.
Easiest way to explain this is like, think about your let's say your cloud system at the moment, you got like a Google Drive or OneDrive. When it becomes full, they tell you to upgrade.
You gotta pay more money.
Then you see
cash out.
You see the amount they're charging.
Exactly. And the same thing's gonna happen to Vechain at some point when the data storage is just overload. So that's the second reason.
So another con will be the fact that this is government backed. We also what happened to Jack Ma and my guy Jack Ma, Free Jack Ma and all that.
Free Jack Ma.
And Alibaba. So what happened was that he said something about the government and how...
The Chinese government.
He said, I don't want to get into what he said, but he said a few things, and let's just say a few weeks later, he was missing.
The guy went missing, bro.
He went missing.
Okay, so what does that tell you?
So, yeah, with the Chinese government, yeah, they have a huge control over a lot of these companies that are based in their country and what they can or cannot do. So if the Chinese government wanted to shut down VeChain, they could shut down VeChain.
One time.
If they wanted to change the structure of the business, they could change the structure of the business.
One time.
So again, this is one of the
risks,
the potential risks that come with investing in VeChain. Another reason for potentially not investing in VeChain would be the fact that some businesses may actually want to, well, some of their partners may actually want to keep their information in-house. As I've seen today, LVMH, who were allegedly one of their own partners, one of VeChain's partners, have said that alongside Prada, Cartier, and a few other companies, they want to build their own thing in-house. But they were saying that they wanted to go with VeChain. So it just shows you, like you said earlier, the barriers to entry in this market is so low that anyone can say that they were going to start our own thing. On a scale of 1 to 10,
are you buying?
Are you buying?
All right, so me personally, the fact that they have secured so many sick partners already is a strong reason why I would want to buy into them. Yeah, so I'm definitely buying. I'll probably give it like a 7.
Okay. For me, I would say roughly about 7.5, 7 as well. I'm definitely buying. In fact, I have bought.
Okay. Yeah. We hope you've seen some value in this video. Make sure you give it a like so we get some more reach. Have a party in the comments and share it with one other person. Until the next one.